It stimulates better immune system and body's repair mechanism. It makes you feel better. But the same set of palliative yoga exercises also has a therapeutic effect, and Dr. Rajan has innovated on a very unique yoga therapy method called measured yoga therapy, where we measure how the nadis on our fingertips are performing, and on the basis of that, we can recommend some very targeted exercises that can benefit your particular condition. So if any of you have any condition you want to talk about, you can email me or you can email Jashi Prakash. The email addresses are right here. Close to 1,000 people have gone through our yoga therapy program, and people have had substantial benefits. Points to note about today's yoga class. First and foremost, please follow instructions to avoid any adverse reactions. Important instruction is to keep your spine straight and take support if needed. And do your practices gently without strain. If it is too much strain on the body, then it's not yoga by definition. Also, there is a limit in duration or count. Please follow it. When you have doubt, avoid the practice or seek clarification, but remember that the liability is entirely yours. Do not multitask or merge two exercises. The slower you do, the better it is for you. The other very important thing is regular disciplined practice. So if you miss a day, use the video recording from our yoga channel on YouTube, Life in Yoga Rajan, where we broadcast our sessions live and it is saved there automatically. Yoga brings good health of mind and body. It brings inner awareness and a sense of cosmic connection. And with that, I'll welcome you all to our yoga family, and I will let Dr. Rajan start today's session.
Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste, everyone. As usual, we begin with 3 Oms. Let's take a deep breath in. We bring the awareness to the perineum and begin with the chakra vibration lum. But before that, a quick question. Is there anybody who is new? If so, please unmute and say yes. Otherwise, put a note on the chat box. If nobody puts a note over there or anything, I'll assume there is nobody new today. Okay, so we'll begin with lum. Pressing on the little finger, let's begin. Lum. Lum. Release the fingers and continue. Bring the awareness an inch or two above the perineum, behind the place where we urinate, and pressing on the ring finger, we do Vam. Vam. Release the finger, continue. Vam. Bring the awareness behind the navel where we do ram, pressing on the middle finger. Ram. Release the fingers and continue. Last time. Bring your awareness to the middle of the chest, in between the breasts, and here we do yam, pressing on the index finger with the thumb. Take a deep breath. Yam. Yum. 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 Release the fingers and continue. Yum. Last time. Yum. Bring the awareness to the throat, and here we do hum, thumbs up, loose fist. Hum. 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 Release the hand, continue. Hum. Hum. Last time.
Hum.
Hum. Bring your awareness to the middle of the head, and there we do chum, thumbs up, loose fist. Chum. Chum.
Hum.
Chum.
Hum.
Chum. 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 Release the hands. Continue. Chum. Bring the awareness to the top of the head, and there we do Om. Again, thumbs up, loose fist. Release the hand, continue. Now let's go on to the Ujjayi Pranayama, the happy face breathing. So all of you know it, so please proceed. Just in case somebody needs instruction, bring your awareness to the bottommost part of the mouth that connects into the neck. Focusing there, make a big smile, and you'll feel a slight stretch in that area, in that hole. Focusing on the stretch, inhale and exhale slowly. And as you inhale, you will feel like a mild sucking sensation. And while exhaling, you'll feel a reverse sucking sensation. Those of you who have been doing this for many, many months, you will find you can stretch at that area without even making a very big smile, because now you have control of that area. But you must feel the resisted breathing over there and do it with mild effort. So please continue. Somebody made a note over there to explain the Antar Kumbhaka while doing the Ujjayi. I'm actually finding that the Antar Kumbhaka, unless done in a certain way, is not as effective in stimulating. So even if you don't do it, it is fine. But if you're doing Antar Kumbhaka, I will demonstrate for you. It has to be done for a very short period, like 1 second, and you release with awareness. So I will point out to you, when we are breathing, we do the Ujjayi with awareness here. And if I hold it, as I exhale, I just held it momentarily, and I feel the awareness from the sternum coming up, going towards the head. So if you hold it too long, it does not serve the purpose. So carry on. And that's why I say Antar Kumbhaka is not really essential. Even though the Gheranda Samhita says it, it is not there in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. In the case of Antar Kumbhaka for Ujjayi, you don't breathe from one nostril or the other, you do it with both. So that is only for Bhastrika Pranayama. That is the response to Satyapal Khera, who put that note. Now let's go on to the respiratory mantra. Bring your awareness behind the sternum, and from there feel a flow going upward and out of the top of the head, and it feels like 3 syllables. Haim em haim em haim em. Feel it flow. Now let's go on to the circulatory mantra Haim. Mentally feel the vibration Haim, Haim, Haim in the lungs. Now let's go on to Bahia Kumbhak. We didn't do it yesterday. We did Kapalbhati. So as you exhale, pull up the pelvic floor, take the abdominal area in, and as you empty the chest, bring the chin down to the chest. Hold out for a few seconds. Inhale and take a full deep breath in. And again go on to exhale, lift up the pelvic floor, abdominal area in, empty the chest, chin to the neck. Last exhalation. Now we can go on to the spinal alignment exercise. As you exhale, gently tilt your head, bringing one ear towards the shoulder. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, tilt towards the other shoulder. And inhale, come back up, and continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back up. And as you exhale, turn your head and look over one shoulder. Inhale, come back. Exhale, look over the other shoulder. And inhale, come back. And continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back. With the next inhalation, lift up the chin and take the head all the way back. And as you exhale, bring the chin down towards the chest and continue. Last exhalation, chin down towards the chest, and then go 360 degrees around the neck. Inhale, half a circle, and exhale, complete the circle, and continue. Last inhale, and last exhale, and we go in the reverse direction after that. Last inhale, and last exhale, and now we can go on to the shoulder exercises. Inhale, lift up one shoulder. Exhale, rotate it back. Inhale, lift up the other shoulder, and exhale, rotate it. Last inhale and last exhale. Now stretch out the hand. Inhale, palms up, stretch out the fingers. Exhale, thumb in, downward facing fist. Continue. Last inhale and last exhale, and keep the fist, and we go around the wrist. Inhale and exhale. Last inhale and last exhale, and then we go reverse. Last inhale and last exhale, elbows in line with the shoulders, fists below the chin. Inhale, go around the wrist, open out the palms, and exhale, make the fist again and come down, and continue. Inhale and exhale. Last inhale and last exhale, and let's go reverse. Last inhale and last exhale, and interlock the fingers and bring it behind the head. And as you exhale, twist to one side. Inhale, come back. Exhale, twist the other way. Inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back. Get hold of the elbows behind the head. As you exhale, pull on one elbow. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, pull on the other elbow. Inhale, come back up, and continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, release. Now let's bring the hands behind the back. Get hold of the elbows. Take a deep breath in. Expand the chest, pull back the shoulders, and as you exhale, twist to one side. Inhale, come back. Exhale, twist the other way. Inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back. Now let's get hold of the hips behind the back. And as you inhale, push on one hip and make a backward arch. And as you exhale, come forward. Inhale, push on the other hip and make a backward arch. And exhale, come forward. And continue. Last inhale and last exhale. And now we can cross one leg over the other. And as you exhale, pull on the knee and cross it over to the opposite shoulder and turn your head the other way. Inhale, release. And exhale, pull and turn. Last exhalation, pull and turn. Inhale, release. Now let's cross the leg the other way. As you exhale, pull and turn. Last exhalation, pull up. Now inhale, release. And now we will do the shoulder exercises. And as you do lift up the shoulders with the inhalation, feel you're lifting up the hips and press down on your feet on the floor. Inhale and exhale. And also with the inhalation, bring the awareness to the head. And with the exhalation, bring the awareness down. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now you can go and check the nostrils for your breath. If they are approximately equal, you are in a good shape. If you find they are not equal, inhale from the one with less breath and exhale through the other, and do the same direction a few times, then it should become balanced. If they are approximately equal already, you can do the normal alternate nostril breathing with the visualization. Inhalation, bring the awareness to the middle of the head, and exhalation going to the opposite direction and going out of the nostril. Now let's get ready for the first round of Bhastrika. And just a reminder to everyone, today is our discussion time. If you have any topics to suggest, please keep your list of questions and ideas ready. So let's begin with exhalation. Exhale, feel the compression in the three places. Inhale. Exhale. Two, inhale. Exhale. Three. Exhale. Four. Exhale. Five. Exhale. Six. Exhale. Seven. Exhale. Eight. exhale. 9, exhale. 10, exhale. 11, exhale. 12, exhale. 30, exhale. 40, exhale. 50, exhale. 60, exhale. 70, exhale. 80, exhale. 90, exhale. And 20, exhale. Take a deep breath in through the right nostril, hold the breath, and exhale through the left. Now, we will go on to our spinal mantra. We do the 7 mantras from the feet and ankle to the knees to the lowermost part of the spine, which is in between the buttocks and the back, and then the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine, the cervical spine and neck, and then in the back of the head, in the very top, called the shikha point. The mantra for the feet and neck are the same, that is Aim. Now let us begin from the feet and ankle with mantra Aim, moving to knees where we vibrate Shim, and move on to the base of the spine where we do Jim. Aim, Shim, 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 Jim. Now we move from the base of the spine to the lumbar region, then to the thoracic or the back region of the spine with Jim, Jaim, Haim. So let's go. Jim, Jaim, Haim. 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 Now we move from the thoracic spine to the spine and the neck to the back of the head with Haim, Aim, Om. Let's go. Haim Aim Om, 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 Haim Aim Om. Now we do all the 7 mantras in sequence, starting from the feet and ankle. Aim, Shim, Jim, Jaim, Haim, Aim, Om. 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 Aim, Shim, Jim, Jaim, Haim, Aim, Om.
Aim, Shim, Jim, Jim, Haim, Aim, Om. Aim, Shim, Jim, Jim, Haim, Aim, Om. Aim, Shim, Jim, Jim, Haim, Aim, Om. Aim, Shim, Jim, Jim, Haim, Aim, Om.
Now we can go on to our Bhastrika Pranayama again. So let's begin with exhalation. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 30. Exhale. 40. Exhale. 50. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Take a deep breath through the right nostril, hold the breath, and exhale through the left. Let's go on to the next round. Let's begin with exhalation. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 30. Exhale. 40. Exhale. 50. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Take a breath through the right nostril, hold the breath, exhale through the left and relax. Now, let's go on to the next round. Let's begin with exhalation. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 30. exhale. Fourth, exhale. Fifth, exhale. Sixth, exhale. Seventh, exhale. Eighth, exhale. Ninth, exhale. And 20, exhale. Take a breath to the right nostril, hold the breath, exhale to the left, and relax. Tell yourself, I let go of all ideas and concepts and I care about nothing. I let go of everything. I let go of everything. I let go of everything. Feel a lightness come onto your shoulders as you let go of everything. Let go of everything. And if you have a personal mantra, focus on it. Otherwise, visualize a rising vibration from behind the sternum, going upward and out of the top of the head that feels like Haim Im Om, Haim Im Om, Haim Im Om. And there'll be Om playing in the background. Mentally affirm to yourself, may I be guided to fulfill the purpose for which I am born. And with that as the thought, become aware of your senses from the top of the head all the way down to the bottom of the feet. Realize that you are not the body or the mind, but rather the body and mind are instruments to fulfill the purpose of the cosmic flow, and we are only instruments to fulfill that. So we seek guidance to fulfill the purpose for which we are born. Whenever you're ready to open your eyes, you can raise your palms up and look straight into the palms of your hands when you open your eyes. So if there are any questions, this is a good time where we can take the answer. Let me get some light over here. Okay. So let's see what is there in the chat box first. Okay, so now here, yes, Mr. Virendra Kemsara says he feels good when he does the Antar Kumbhak while doing Ujjayi. That is fine. It is good. Whatever makes it is right for you, that's what you should be doing. See, losing memory, what practice will help? I really don't know. But generally there have been various people who have suggested that in the morning when you wake up, taking just one black pepper and chewing it and eating is helpful. The other one some people have found helpful is doing the headstand. But then, the headstand has to be done in a careful way, and as people age, it may not be a safe thing to do. So I cannot tell you more than that unless we actually test more with people to see how it works. Now, how is the cosmic energy connected with birth and death? Okay, I will answer that question. After these yoga practice, especially after chakra vibration, do you recommend putting a protective energy shield for protection? Empathetic people can observe negative vibrations and energy easily. Please share your thoughts on that. Okay, so that is a good this thing. What else do we have now? Okay. Do we have any Nadi reading in Seattle? No, we don't. Okay, Bal Mukund, are you still here? Okay. Looks like Bal Mukund is not here.
No, I'm here. I'm listening.
You're listening. Okay, what I would like to do is the question that has been raised over here. I think you should share the perspective that you and I discussed, on Friday morning.
Okay. What was the question he was asking? Say it again.
How is cosmic energy connected with birth and death?
Okay. All right. So I don't know.
Let me begin it from the Yoga Sutra perspective, and after that you take over. Okay? From the Yoga Sutra's perspective, what happens? The first creation is the will of God. Okay? And that first creation that comes out is programmed energy. And that programmed energy is called Prakriti in the yoga language. And God is called Purusha or Ishvara or Prabhu, or even Sattva Purusha is names that come in the Yoga Sutras. So Once Prakriti, the programmed energy, comes, in order to fulfill whatever it's programmed for, it creates many, many small entities, which are, you can think of it as own computing units. Those do their little act in order to fulfill the purpose of the program of the Prakriti. So in other words, each one of us is part of the cosmic flow, and each of us doing our Swadharma contribute into the cosmic flow. Now, the cause of the way in which the first birth, of course, I have already explained to you, it is the divine intent. But then when we react as we live in this body, thinking we are this body and the mind reacts, reactions create karmas or new programs within. This is the basis of artificial intelligence that we have today, that each experience, when it is programmed within to incorporate how to react a new program, the program gets updated with each new input. That is the process of how karma forms. And when this body drops off and the body can no longer be sustained anymore, then in which case the entity itself is a programmed entity that stays in the cosmic vibrations. And the Yoga Sutra explains, according to the needs of each time, that according to the plan of Prakriti, wherever the Prakriti needs, it pulls the suitable the entity, Atma or whatever being or spirit, pulls it down into that body, and that is how the rebirth takes place. So the idea of death is the death of the physical body, and of course the entity in itself does not die, except that when there is no more programs left anymore, it can go into a state where it goes beyond rebirth, and so you can think of it that it will never come back. So that is where it is explained, where in the Yoga Sutra, the analogy that is given is just like a farmer who has a paddy field. As you know, many of you know, in a paddy field, when the seeds are germinating, at that time they fill up the whole paddy field with water, right? So what happens is, the way in which the Patanjali Muni explains is, just like the farmer breaks a little part of the wall of the embankment of the paddy field to let the water coming through the canal to fill into the paddy field, and then closes it off. The same way, according to the needs of Prakriti's program, the cosmic flow, at the right time, whichever is the spirit which has accumulated the right set of karmas and the original program altogether, they get let in over there to let the cosmic dynamics flow. Now, I gave you the Yoga Sutra perspective. So essentially what it gave you the idea of the birth and death idea. Now Bal Mukund will share a very interesting perspective. Carry on.
Thanks, Dr. Rajan. So this is an analogy, not the real thing. Okay, so just an analogy to explain or paraphrase what Dr. Rajan just said, or what is written in Yoga Sutras, or in other spiritual texts about the nature of Atma or nature of existence as a human being, right? So we live in one physical dimension, the body, and then the mind is an abstract dimension, right? And the body is literally, we live in our minds, right? But we live in an abstract dimension that's beyond the mind, and that is the Atma, the spirit, the soul, right? And in a way, we are living this life to fulfill the purpose of the Atma for which it came into the body, right? And when the Atma leaves the body, then the body has no purpose left, and it's just a dead tissue, right? And to understand spirit, the few analogies I'll give. One analogy to see in a physical dimension is, well, sports is something people play. Sports is about athletic performance. But why do you get into a huddle together? What we are really doing when sportsmen of a team get into a huddle together, they are synchronizing their spirits together, their intent together, their purpose together of doing something. And that happens in the abstract dimension. But how to understand this abstract dimension, right? So an analogy to understand this abstract dimension of the spirit is to understand how a photon, light, interacts with material things, right? So light by itself, a photon by itself, is an abstract thing. It's not real. Why? Because it's an electric and a magnetic field, right? It's field, meaning any charged particle, if it comes in its vicinity, it'll interact with it. But if there's nothing there, it'll just keep moving. So an electron lost energy in the sun or some star, it released a photon. And that what is the release of that photon? It is basically a perturbation, a change in the electric field that happened. And that change in electric field with time and place has changed has created a magnetic field perpendicular to it, right? Now this electric field is moving like that, the magnetic field is moving like that, the magnetic field creates its own electric field, the electric field is creating its own magnetic field, and this energy, this field is just traveling. It's a potential energy because anything that comes in its way will interact with it, right? So it's an abstract thing. The photon doesn't know what it is. The photon just travels millions and trillions of miles. If you look at a star, in the sky, that photon from that star has come in that very moment and hit your eye, right? And when it is hitting your eye, that's the rays of the sun, they come and hit your body and it forms a shadow. That's when the photon knows about itself. The body has absorbed that photon or reflected that photon, or with that material body, the photon has transmitted through, but in the process, it has interacted with that material dimension. And the photon didn't know anything about itself, about its own property, until it actually interacted with that material dimension. So the same goes for the Atma. The Atma Amar hai, you say Atma exists forever, Atma can be transformed, but Atma doesn't know about itself. To experience, the Atma takes the material body. And when it interacts with that material body, all that transformation is what we call life or the karma. And eventually, when we die, the Atma that leaves the body is the Atma that has already transformed itself, after having experienced everything, the series of events that have happened in that time from which the Atma came in vicinity of the material body and has left it. So this is probably not the real thing. This is an analogy. So, but hope it explains or makes you understand or visualize the whole process.
Yeah, and essentially what Bal Mukund suggested in this analogy is that I often say our Atma is a transmitter, like a transmitter. And so what happens is the transmitter is gathering up whatever program it's meant to for this body to perform. So now we need to understand when we talk of photons, we are limiting ourselves to the speed of light. But we also know that from current day physics, there are particles that go beyond that. And so we cannot really say we are limited to the concept of it, but it's only an analogy. So we have to think of it that way. Now, couple of things over here is, now when you think in terms of what that particle may be, many of you know that when the spirit departs the body, then at that time, sometimes after 1 year, the first anniversary is considered important. And there is a belief system that the spirit takes so much time, that 1 year to go and reach wherever it needs to reach its destination. So whatever those particles may be, wherever they need to go, all of that we don't know. But then the analogy that Bal Mukund explained gives you some sense of it. Now, but of course, the idea of the cosmic energy connected with birth and death is what this explains. In birth, the right program comes in, as I explained, the paddy field entry, the analogy that Patanjali gives. And in death, the program for this lifetime is fulfilled, and so it departs. Now, normally what is said is, there is within our system, there are three important entities. One important entity is the Atma Chakra, or in the sternum, the transmitter. The second one is through the transmitter, the downloaded program for the purpose of this life is considered the word consciousness, or chitta, that is embedded in the middle of the head, what you would call as the Ajna Chakra, right in the middle of the head. And then the third important thing that is considered is the just above the head, where we do Om over here. When we do Om, you feel a rising up. Above the head is considered a third entity, which in the traditional Indian sense is called Sudarshana Chakra. And so the purpose of that entity is to protect this physical body for the duration of its lifetime, to make sure you don't leave the body before the purpose of the body is fulfilled. Okay, so that is considered, the Sudarshana Chakra is the protector of this body until the purpose of this body is fulfilled. So these three concepts come into that. So we can understand now the concept of birth and death. And of course, through the entire life between birth and death, we are all cosmically connected. And that is why sleep is important, where unconsciously we get our daily dose of antivirus and program updates. And of course, in meditation too, those kinds of insights come. So now the second question that somebody asked over here is that when we do these, before I go to the second question, Varsha Manoj, is your question answered? Any follow-up question? It's okay? You have to unmute yourself. We don't hear you.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you so much, doctor.
Okay, thank you. So now the next question we have is that, after these yoga practice, especially after chakra vibration, do you recommend putting a protective shield for protection? Now, what happens is, within the system of spiritual awareness and growth, in the Indian system, for people who are on the path, protective shield is considered important to a certain degree. But on the other hand, once you're able to reach the higher level of realization, you're open and nothing touches you. Everything comes and goes out. So in other words, then nothing can affect you after that. And so the example given is that somebody who is a social, because you live in a society, and the group with whom you interact, let's say they are into the kind of activities which is not part of your satsang, but there are other members of your family who deal with it. And so you go over there, and you have to go because you have to give company to your spouse, and you don't particularly care for it. What happens is, we need to be in a zone where if anything comes, it just goes, nothing affects you. Until that period of time, yes, you can consider putting a shield around you. And the shield way in which you can do is, you can mentally think of, normally when they use what is called a dik bandha. Dik is direction, bandha, from every direction you can do that. And mentally, all you have to do is, you have to just mentally say you have put one around you, and it stays with you. And you can, the moment it is, you're out of there, you can release it if you want. And in the traditional sense, people do put that. In fact, what happens is, when priests do the prayer in a temple, in order for them to stay in the connected state, they do a dik bandha on themselves, so that the connectivity is there when they're doing the puja, right? And so that way one can do it if one wants to. It's a mental thing, and it works. Now the next question, do we have a Nadi machine in Seattle? Not at this time. And now Significance number 20 in yoga. Is there any significance for the number 20 in yoga? I really don't know. I don't know of any place where, other than the Bhastrika, which is done 20 breaths, this is specifically mentioned in the Gheranda Samhita to do for 20 breaths and then do the right nostril inhalation, hold, and left nostril exhalation. Other than that, I don't know whether there is any significance for 20. And the personal mantra, so Kiran Agarwal, you can do the Haim Om, it'll work for you. So that is fine. Okay. Now let's go to the questions that are hands that are raised here. Sundaraji, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
I have a simple question, nothing about all the karmic counts. What is the best hand position during spinal exercise?
I think if you keep your palms open in whatever form, upward like this, any open thing, palm is open, will be good.
Thank you.
Sureshji, go ahead. Kiran
Yes,
Agarwal. Okay,
so
there.
my question, yeah, okay, my question is, when do the Kumbhaka after Bhastrika, we hold that breath, how long do you have to hold the breath? As long as you can, or?
No, I said 1 second or less.
No, Bhastrika, I'm not talking about the...
Okay, no,
when
I'm
you-
talking of Ujjayi, that's right. In Bhastrika, how long you do?
Bhastrika.
Okay. Let me explain that in a very easy way. When you do, if you're sensitive enough, when you do Bhastrika, I'm going to ask some of you whether you have felt it. Remember, when you exhale with sensation coming out of the sternum, throat, and head, like there is a compression exhaling out, right? And when you inhale, you feel the sternum fill up. When they inhale, the sternum fills up. You may feel that the filling up goes from all the way here to the somewhere around the head. Then when you exhale, when you do the exhaling like this, it goes up, and from there it fills up the whole body. And does anybody get that sense? Just show of hands. Does anybody feel that when you exhale, the energy comes into the whole body? Anybody feel that? Okay, some of you do. Excellent. Now, some of you who are feeling that energy coming into the whole body as you exhale, after you have done the 20 rounds of Bhastrika, when you feel any vibrations anywhere in the body, if you take a deep breath through the right nostril and hold the breath and observe, slowly the vibrations as you hold begin to subside. Has anybody observed that among those who lifted the hand? Very good. So the thing is, you see, the vibrations begin to subside. Once the vibration subsides, that's the time you exhale through the left nostril. So this subtle element, you need to naturally feel it. But since you asked me how long to hold it till the point when the sensations subside. But obviously, if I say that, and if somebody feels a sensation is not at all subsiding, then you cannot be out of breath for too long, right? So that is the answer. Is that okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Kiran Agarwal, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Razan, for giving me the personal mantra, but I want to make sure that is same as you do it in meditation, right? Haim Om.
Haim Om.
Okay.
But with the visualization rising from
Right.
behind the sternum, going to the top of the...
I know
Yeah.
it worked for me. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So I guess our questions are done for the day. So namaste, everyone. So see you all tomorrow.